Now on 7 News at 5, remembering 9/11, we have team coverage across the upstate as communities are honoring those who lost their lives.
Plus, multiple shootings at one upstate apartment complex have involved teenagers. Officers say these cases could have been prevented. We're learning why.
And just weeks into the new school year, the South Carolina Supreme Court has ruled part of the Education Scholarship Trust Fund Act is unconstitutional. What this now means for families.
Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us here at 5. Along the Gulf, communities are preparing for Hurricane Francine to make landfall.
You're looking at Morgan City in Louisiana, where evacuations are now underway. We'll get straight over to 7 News Chief Meteorologist Christy Henderson to break it all down. Christy?
All right, thanks a lot, Kelsey and Taylor. And as of our very latest advisory from the Hurricane Center in just a few minutes ago, this is now a Category 2 hurricane. It has strengthened to winds that are at 100 miles per hour, and those strongest winds are going to be right along the northern edge of the eye wall there, which is working its way closer to Morgan City, also Houma, Louisiana, and that's going to continue to work its way northward. So New Orleans, Kenner, Metairie, all those metro areas around New Orleans will get in on very gusty conditions. Hurricane force winds most likely, and also a threat of severe weather and lots of rain that's been spreading through Louisiana into Mississippi all day. So that's going to continue as well, that flood threat. Even as it works its way on shore, it's going to maintain some strength overnight across Louisiana, weakening into a tropical storm into tomorrow in Mississippi. Should be a depression during the afternoon hours, and then it kind of puts on the brakes. This stays well to our west, but it's going to push some deep moisture our way, and that's going to mean an increase in rain chances here for some tomorrow and for more of us by Friday. In the meantime, it's dry. Temperatures are warm. We're near 80 degrees. In the morning, we'll start out in the 50s and 60s. I'll have more of the forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Christy, thank you. We have team coverage as the nation remembers 23 years since the September 11th terror attacks that killed nearly 3,000 people. Vice President Kamala Harris, President Biden, and former President Donald Trump and his running mate J.D. Vance were all in attendance at today's ceremony in Lower Manhattan. Harris and Biden also visiting the United Flight 93 Memorial in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, as well as former President Trump. At the Pentagon, an American flag was unfurled, and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin took part in a wreath laying honoring those killed there. A 16-year-old memorial visitor says it's important for her to pay respects to 9/11 victims.
We always wanted to comfort people who were affected by this, just to offer some sort of comfort and just some sort of hope and humanity, like in the future.
She says you don't have to have lived through 9/11 to share in the promise to never forget.
Our team coverage continues now with 7 News' Julia Keener. She joined Spartanburg community members today in honoring those who lost their lives in the 9/11 attacks.
You can see fire trucks lining the streets in Spartanburg as the city comes together to remember those who lost their lives during 9/11.
This is the first year Spartanburg City Fire has held the Spartanburg Remembers event, honoring victims with a bell ringing at the times the towers were struck, a wreath-laying tribute, and hearing from retired New York Fire Department firefighter Mark Giannini.
I'm trying to hold it together right now. I had a lot of friends that died that day.
He said the way the community came together that day was a beautiful thing to see, noting there was support from everyone involved.
It didn't matter, what color, race, creed you were. It was everybody came together for that mission.
And he said to him, he was just doing his job.
And we would do it again tomorrow if it happened. And that's just how the fire service and the police department are.
Community members shared how they felt seeing Spartanburg come together in support of first responders today.
It warms my heart to know that there's still solidarity across the country as we remember all of those who did lose their lives that day trying to save others and who had no idea that they were never going to come back.
Nelson said even 23 years later, she still remembers exactly where she was and how she felt during the attacks.
It was a lot of fear, a lot of disbelief, but it was something that I will never, ever forget.
First responders said today is a day to embrace one another and take the opportunity to come together and remember.
But that day, everybody came together. It didn't matter. Everybody was respectful to each other, and hopefully one day we could get back to that.
In Spartanburg, Julia Keener, 7 News.
Chief Bruton says seeing the city's fire and police departments surrounded by the community today shows him just how much Spartanburg can accomplish when we're united as a community.
In Greenville County, the Boiling Springs Fire District held their annual 9/11 memorial ceremony. The fire station on Pelham Road at I-85 has a permanent September 11th memorial plaza. It features a beam that was part of the World Trade Center towers. That beam weighs nearly 1,400 pounds. The memorial is open year-round.
Folks drive by the firehouse and see the memorial, and especially today when they see the flags lowered, they see the turnout gear and the wreath, that it'll give them pause to remember all those that lost their lives that day.
The Boiling Springs Fire District has a new headquarters at the corner of Hartness Drive and Garlington Road. They are taking donations now to help pay to move its 9/11 memorial over to that new location. A 7 News update. Deputies have arrested a man they say shot and killed a woman who was found dead outside of her crashed car. It happened Monday afternoon on Valentine Street on the west side of Greenville. The sheriff's office says 58-year-old Michael Moore was riding in a car being driven by Mitchez Fowler. We're told Moore shot the woman and crashed that car into a fence. Investigators say Moore ran away from the scene. He was arrested later at his home. Moore was charged with murder.
Now we are learning new details about 2 recent shootings at Crown Point Apartments in Spartanburg. Our Elise Devlin spoke with police today and has the latest.
The Spartanburg Police Department says the 2 shootings that have happened here just a few weeks apart from one another both involved teenagers.
There was a group of young people, very young, in their teens, 13, 14 years old, had a weapon, had a handgun, and decided to make a video, take some pictures, show off the gun and photographs. Unfortunately, not having any training, not knowing how handguns work, the weapon went off, striking another teenager, a 13-year-old.
2 shootings in 2 weeks at the Crown Point Apartments were both incidents that could have been prevented, according to Major Art Littlejohn. He says the victims in both cases were shot by accident. In the most recent shooting last week, officials say a fight broke out among teens in the parking lot, and a man who lived in the complex was hit by a stray bullet through his window. But Major Littlejohn wants people to know this community is not a violent place.
There's crime and then there's fear crime. And sometimes when rumors get started, people in that community, they're afraid that a lot of things are happening. And we have a responsibility to do something about it. But we also have a responsibility to look at the numbers, to pull the data and say, are these things actually happening? And many times they're not.
We're told violent crime is down in Spartanburg, but Major Littlejohn says there are reasons for these shootings.
Young people are getting hold to weapons left in cars. And so year to date so far, we've had 49 weapons stolen out of cars. Out of those 49 weapons that were stolen, 44 of those were unlocked.
He says everyone involved in these incidents has been identified. In Spartanburg, Elise Devlin, 7 News.
Now we're told the victims in these cases suffered non-life-threatening injuries.
A 7 News alert. Upstate school districts are speaking out after several students made threats against schools. Greenville County's school superintendent and multiple law enforcement agencies issued a joint statement yesterday saying they take all potential threats seriously and will fully investigate every report. In Anderson County, all 5 school districts issued a similar joint statement. They're urging parents to monitor their children's social media accounts.
Rather than repost or share things, you need to let law enforcement and school personnel know so the appropriate folks are dealing with things.
School districts are urging students to report any suspicious behavior to their parents or to a school resource officer.
The South Carolina Supreme Court rules part of a law that diverted tax money to private school tuition is unconstitutional. In a 3-2 ruling, the court struck down a portion of the Education Scholarship Trust Fund Act. The Department of Education says it has already stopped payments for tuition and fees. Our Scarlett Lizjak spoke with experts on why this decision is raising questions.
The South Carolina Supreme Court says a portion of the Education Scholarship Trust Fund Act violates the state constitution's ban on public money being spent on private schools. Palmetto Promise Institute is a nonprofit that researches public policy and state legislative issues. Senior fellow Orrin Smith says the ESTF program allowed qualifying parents to apply for state scholarships to use towards their children's education.
This is a choice program that parents can use to customize, create a program for their child. You know, every child is different. Every child learns differently. Every school is not right for every child. This allows parents to do that customization that matches the needs of their child.
We're told this school year was the first year for the program, and parents were able to use awarded funds for various educational expenses.
Parents can receive funds in a portal, an online portal, and then the parents, on behalf of their children, can direct those funds to a wide range of educational providers, private schools, public schools, therapy, tutoring, lots and lots of different options.
Smith says the court's decision to strike down the program is unexpected.
It's a real shocker and a disappointment for us because we have advocated that every child, no matter what their income, should have an opportunity of choice, not just the local public school to which they're assigned to by zip code, but a wide range of choices.
Now that the program was deemed unconstitutional just weeks into the school year, Smith says there are a lot of questions that will need to be answered.
A lot of these low and moderate income children, they're already in schools, they're already in tutoring, they're already benefiting from the program, and we're trying to determine now, is the state going to have to claw back these funds?
The ESTF was signed into law by Governor Henry McMaster in May of 2023. Reporting in Spartanburg County, Scarlett Lisjack, 7 News.
The South Carolina Department of Education says it will work closely with parents to help them find another school for their child if they can no longer stay at their current school.
Ahead on 7 News, we have reactions to last night's heated debate between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump.
And Hurricane Francine is trying to make its way onshore this afternoon in southern Louisiana. We'll talk more about the moisture it's going to bring into our area coming up.